Now, one of the biggest joys in life is finding a piece of gear that is extremely high value and budget friendly, but is also really well performing. It's a high performer as well. And I believe I just found my new favorite pocket knife that falls into an EDC realm of excellent value to performance, but is also ideal to use as a gift knife to give to somebody who's just getting into EDCing pocket knives, or just to bless people around the holidays or on a birthday, and it's not gonna break the budget. And surprisingly, this blade is a Schrade crossbar pivot lock style pocket knife in the Schrade Divergent design. Guys, look at the profile on this blade. That thing is beautiful. And I paid $30 for this over on Amazon a few weeks back. As soon as I got it, started using it, and I am blown away. I am truly blown away by its design, its feel, and its performance. So I'm looking forward to unpacking it with you. I'm gonna run in some competitive options in the crossbar arena to see, does it really stack up? None of them are gonna be $30, they're gonna be significantly more in comparison. But we'll highlight all that and unpack all of it with you so that I can share with you what characteristics this knife has going for it and why I like it so much. I'm really looking forward to this video. If you're new to the channel, I'm Aaron, this is Gideon's Tactical, and let's go ahead and dive in by first highlighting what really drew me outside of price to be willing to pull the trigger on this design. Well, check out the specs. We got AUS 8 steel, which is a great steel at that price point. It's a workhorse, it's simple, but holds a decent edge, and it's stainless, but you gotta keep an eye on it. We got G10 handles, we got ball bearings, we have that pivot lock, and a limited lifetime warranty. So I saw all that and I was like, okay, with a 3.1 inch blade, it's got to be decent, hopefully. Even if it half performs well, it'll be good. But when I actually got the knife and started using it, just check out the profile on that blade. Oh my gosh, I love it. Harpoon design, swedging, great piercing tip, great belly on a 3-inch blade. That's going to be what you want for an EDC size. And it has a hollow grind. Now, I'm not unopposed to hollow grinds as long as they're done well. And on pocket knife, it means it's gonna slice like crazy, and that is exactly what this blade has done. It slices like mad. It's a great little precision instrument, and just what you would want in an EDC tool. Now, it's not perfect at $30. The plunge lines right there where the grind starts are a little off, but it gets itself symmetried out, the symmetricness of the design works itself out really quick, and I looked over all the other aspects and all the other grinds seem perfect. So, and AUS 8 steel at $30 is great to see, especially when you're looking at a lot of other designed blades at similar price points, coming from Buck and Gerber using 7 CR or 440A steel, on the Scout. I'll take AUS 8 steel any day of the week, and particularly on this Scout, even though the design is cool and it's got great little features and hits, this thing is double the price, 57 to 60 bucks with 440A steel made in China, just like this guy. So for half the cost, I'll take this steel, and I would argue that has a way cooler blade shape. So that's factor number one. And I'll have links in the description box below to all the blades we're talking about, including the Schrade, in case you want to pick it up for yourself or hook it up for a loved one. Now, I do invite you guys to hit that like button if you're enjoying this type of content. That's really easy to help us go up in the rankings and get recommended to people like yourself who love gear and equipment and outdoor edged tools. And I do invite you to subscribe if you haven't yet, and make sure to hit the bell icon so you can be notified every week when I put up new content just like this. And it is truly you, the viewers, in partnership with our regular sponsors, that help me continue to create content just like this. And I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is Huckberry, and their exclusive Proof apparel, which is a smart technical series of apparel that I've been putting through their paces for over a year now, including the Rover series of pants, both the original as well as the double kneed, and the double kneed is excellent as a set of work pants. I've used them a lot when I'm building, constructing things around the property, but also when I'm doing a full day of bushcrafting in the outdoors. And there's also their Merino Wool 72-hour series, which is great as both a base layer, which I've used a lot when I go trekking and I know I'm gonna be out there for extended periods of time, but also designs like their business casual polo are great for a gauntlet of meetings that you have planned that day. And I like a lot of their outer layers as well, having used them on camping trips with the family, but also extended overnights in the high country. And I'm super excited to give you a heads up on a once-in-a-lifetime adventure opportunity. Huckberry is offering you the chance to win 2 first-class tickets to anywhere in the world. And it's super easy to get entered in a win. Between now and March 31st, 2024, when you purchase any Proof Gear item, you get 2 entries into this mind-blowing giveaway. So I'll have a link in the description box below over to the Huckberry website where you can see all the details on this giveaway, and I'll include my exclusive 10% off promo code you can apply towards your very first purchase so you can ensure that you have all the gear you need and nothing you don't. So hop on over and check out all that Huckberry has to offer. Now, what about the pivot, which is super smooth because it does ride on those ball bearings. It's all the rage right now. This is just as smooth and snappy as just about any other crossbar lock you're gonna find. You're not gonna find that much of a difference. I really can't. And the little bars on either side protrude very nicely. They're not super aggressive. I've never slid off of them though. Easy to do this whipping action. Now, to be honest, particularly at this price point, I think it would be awesome if they had just done bronze washers, but this is nice and solid. I can feel just a very slight side to side and zero play up and down. And so for that type of budget-friendly knife, totally within the tolerances and absolutely works as it should. It's ambidextrous. The pocket clip is straightforward. Nothing to write home about, but it absolutely works, and it's ambidextrous. You can just swap it right or left. Reminds me a lot of like the old Rat model, pocket clips, and rocking that old steel that we know from, the Rat models that are out there. Now, on top of that, just simple black G10. Got medium grit there. It's not super coarse, but it's not super slick either. Fills out my hands very nicely with steel liners. So there feels a level of density coming in at 3.4 ounces. So not super heavy, but not ultra light. They did not mill out the liners, but because it's flow through construction, sure, that'd be nice. But again, we're talking about $30. We're not talking about $50. We're not talking about $60 like many of the options I'm about to run in here. So no problems there. The centering is superb. The tip is really buried into that handle, so you're not going to accidentally snag your finger. So just all these little details that can sometimes be overlooked on very budget items is not the case. It's not overlooked on this design, and that's why I was just like, yeah, dude, yeah. Then ergonomically, with my large size hands, fills it out. Got a nice little guard right there, and my thumb fits perfectly on the harpoon shelf, giving me a lot of aggression, let's use that word, aggression in my cuts. It just feels great. Reverse grip, gonna lock me into place, bam. So you gift, I'm thinking particularly someone who's either just getting into EDC and you're like, I want a crossbar lock, but literally $60 is kind of outside my range. $30, you're gonna get better steel than a lot of these other brands like Gerber and Buck right now, than when they make the overseas knives. And you're getting the crossbar, you're getting cool profile, good thickness on the G10, fills out my hand well, no hot spots, just simple, just good designing. So guys, when it comes to carrying this blade, it's a lot of fun, and I can't, outside of just the plunge lines that I talked about right there for that first millimeter, I can't find any issues, any areas where I'm not oh, the scales have lips, or they didn't grind this in well. It's great. I have zero problems. So I've already showed you the Scout. 2 other ones I just want to highlight. Probably the closest one that came to my mind is going to be the Heist from Kershaw. A great knife, D2 steel. It'll have a high saber grind, nice and slicey, beautiful, design characteristics. It's got a polymer, it's not G10. It's got a loop over deep right pocket clip that's ambidextrous. This rides on washers where the other Duralock knives are going to run on ball bearings, so if you want that. But it's $55 to $60. So basically double is what you're gonna pay for it. It is a little slimmer. The Schrade is actually just a hair thicker, and because the handles are just kind of squared off on the sides, and this is contoured, it actually will fill out my hand a little bit better, even though these are the same size. And it has D2 steel, which will hold its edge better than AUS 8. So there are some aspects, you're getting an upgrade, but you're gonna pay almost double than what you'll pay for this. So I could buy 2 of these and gift to friends and family, and I know they're gonna have a good time, and it's gonna be a good performer for the cost of 1 of the Heist. So it's just, you know, something to be aware of. And then another one that I thought of is the Vosteed right there. Raccoon, Trash Panda. Great knife. Do not get me wrong, I love this knife. And for 60 bucks, it's a heck of a deal. Recessed screws, loop over deep ride, excellent crossbar, and you're gonna be getting ball bearings as well. Really cool design. It has Sandvik 14C28N steel. I love that steel. I prefer it over D2, and I prefer it over AUS 8 because it seems to be a little tougher and hold its edge a little bit better. Lots of handle color combinations. There's so many out there now. Full flat, almost, grind. Same blade lengths, but look at what happens when I line up the blades. Look at how much further, if I can show it to you guys on frame. Look at how much further down your finger is. You're much further away, and basically, like, it's a dedicated choil, but for people who don't like that, this feels more organic. You still have a large, like, sharpening ricasso right there, but you're closer to the blade than you are here, and you're starting, I mean, it fits, but just barely. I feel like I have a little bit more real estate on the Schrade. So ergonomically, if you were to ask me between the two, I kind of prefer the Schrade, even though the steel options and variety on the Vosteed are better. But again, I can buy 2 of these for the cost of 1 of these. So that's just something to consider. So guys, I am stunned. I am stunned. I want to know from you guys, what is your take on this Divergent, particularly if you own one. I would love to know how it's been holding up for you. Again, I can't find any issues with it. I've been carrying it quite a bit since I got it, using the heck out of it. It's a blast. I'm definitely gonna be picking up a few more just to have on hand when I wanna hook somebody up or they're asking for a pocket knife recommendation, Christmas time, you know, whatever. I'm definitely gonna have some just floating around because I can't find a problem, and it's freaking cool. And I think a lot of people would be like, hey, check out this knife. And they're like, whoa. And so, yeah, guys, I hope this has been entertaining and fun and just giving you a good idea and recommendation to try out for yourself if you haven't yet and you're looking for a budget-friendly pocket knife option. Lost my train of thought there. This is like video 6 that I've been working on today, bumping out a lot of the giveaway videos right now. So, yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging with me. Check out the other video popping up. Subscribe again if you haven't. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. I'll see you out there.